So I think we've covered most of the local trending topics, but you've been looking at some of the stuff that's been happening overseas. You wanted to talk a bit about this Signal group chat that has happened in the US, right? With where Pete Hegseth, the what's his actual title? Like
Secretary of Defense.
Yeah,
right?
Secretary of Defense shared some war plans on the group chat. What do you have on that?
For those who don't know, this is such an incredibly wild story. The Trump administration or the senior defense officials created a Signal, which is this social media messaging platform. It's an encrypted messaging platform.
If you have to say it, social media messaging platform, you're definitely not cool enough to know how to use it.
Yeah, I've never used it before. And what they did was they were discussing bombing plans on Yemen in this chat group.
Yeah.
And the person who created the group also inadvertently added a journalist onto this discussion.
The worst person you could add into any chat group.
Some would say the best, wearing my journalistic hat. But so they did this, and obviously what transpired is everything that you would expect.
Yeah.
They had discussed bombing locations, bombing plans, and this has been, earmarked as one of the most cataclysmic failures of the intelligence operation in America, because with such information being leaked out, the health and the safety of the pilots was put in question.
Right.
I think one of the senior security officials was even in Russia when they were messaging on the Signal app. So a lot of things has been called into question, which I think is shocking. Really, what this tells you is when you put people with no real background, without having good classification, security clearance, and just taking very minimally something so difficult, you got to be careful of what you're doing.
Have you heard this conspiracy theory? This maybe 2 decades ago, there was this movie called Wag the Dog, right? Which is when the government does something pretty outrageous to hide another really outrageous thing. So there's this conspiracy going around that this Signal group chat, is here just to kind of hide the fact that Trump's tariff agenda, which, I don't know what day this is going out, but April 2nd, that's supposed to be the day where a lot of his tariffs go into effect. Yeah. And that might be something that would really kind of worry the economy. Do you buy any credence into this idea that this is just something to distract people from, something else that the Trump administration wants to do?
If the aim was to distract, they definitely met it.
Yeah.
I think 100%. But it also showed the cracks within the system. There are Republican lawmakers that have also come out and said that this is wrong. The messaging was totally incoherent because the White House admitted to the leak, whereas Pete Hegseth had continued to stay on message that it hadn't. So maybe it is a deflection tactic. Yeah. But I want to go back to what you said about the tariffs, right? Because that has a real impact for Southeast Asia in particular, maybe to a certain extent Singapore. Because when his Liberation Day of tariffs comes forth, it has already been reported across different news outlets that in particular Malaysia, Thailand and Vietnam, who have trade surpluses with the US, are really poised to face a lot of issues. The repercussions of this could be quite strong, right? So maybe we do have to take notice of what is happening outside our shores, actually.
Oh, we always have to. Listen, speaking of our shores, maybe just one quick one before we go to break, which is the devastating earthquake that has happened in Myanmar, and that has affected many other parts of Southeast Asia, including Bangkok and stuff like that. And I think we just wanted to kind of send our best wishes, but also kind of talk about how proud we are that in Singapore, the SCDF has sent, I think, 80 servicemen over to aid in the relief efforts. Yeah.
Some of these guys, they will not be spending their public holidays with their loved ones, so it's an incredibly sad time. But also, if you look at the images that have been coming out, it looks absolutely shocking. In particular, that one skyscraper that fell in Thailand.
Yeah, the construction site.
The construction site and all the questions around why there was. So I think there's so much more to unpack, and I hope they try and rescue as many people as they can.
Yeah, so very proud of the Project Lionheart guys. Is it Operation Lionheart? I think that's the official term. So.